Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your models would practically build themselves. Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to today's show. Today we are going to be looking at how to do white uniforms, white armor. I'm going to be demonstrating on a Warhammer figure, so it'll be white armor. But this really started with a US Navy figure that I had in 35th scale some time ago, and trying to paint him white. It's a different breed of thing than trying to paint some other color like an olive drab or a red or whatever else. So let's take a look at how I paint these white armor and these white uniforms on figures.
So about 5 years ago, I picked up a couple of 1/35th scale U.S. Army World War II or U.S. Navy World War II figures, and this wave and a officer both had the white coats on, or the white uniforms on. So I went ahead and painted them at the time to the best of my knowledge, and you can see how this turned out. No, it's awful. But keep in mind, it was my first attempt. So we're going to look at painting some white armor on a Space Marine today. And this is what my Blood Angels look like. They have red armor. Well, there are some factions that have white armor. So this is one that I did about a month ago. He is called an Apocryther, basically a battlefield medic, and he has white armor. So this was my first real attempt at doing modern white armor. So what I did is I took some of this Citadel Wraithbone white, which Wraithbone, it's not really white, it's close. Went ahead and primed the entire model, and you can see it looks pretty good. It's not a bad color white. It's flat, it looks great, it dries quickly, and we're ready to rock. So I'm going to put a green color on parts of the armor, on some of the decorative parts here. So the hobby shop was out of the color that I was looking for in Citadel, so I'm going to use some Tesseract Glow, which is very thin, and some Life Color, this green. I'm going to mix a little bit together, and you can see here is the color that I wanted. Now it goes on very thin, so I'm going to have to put at least 2 thin coats on it. And you can see once I've done that, it's actually not too bad. So now we're going to move on to painting some of the black parts, like the belt, the holster, some of the joints, things like that, and the rifle, the bolter. We're going to be painting those with this Abaddon black, just brush painting, picking out those little parts. Now I'm going to take some of the Wraithbone white in a little pot, and you can see this does not look like white, does it? But I'm going to take some of this Wraithbone and touch up the areas that maybe I got a little bit sloppy on. For the next set of colors, I'm going to take this Nagrath Night shade and some Corax white and mix them together to give me kind of the purplish, lavenderish color that I'm after for this particular build. And I'm going to put it in the areas that I want. Part of it's going to go on a base, so that's where we're at with that. Okay, so you can see here I've painted the flamethrower with the black and part of the purity seal on it, but now I'm going to mix up this metallic color that's kind of a gold and copper mixed together from Testors. I've put that on the heat guard there. Then I'm going to take this Rust Effects wash, which is one of my favorite paints, or favorite effect paints. Go over those areas, including the parchment, and you can see I think they turned out pretty well. Now here we're going to take some gunmetal from Vallejo Model Air. I like how this color looks. We're going to paint the handle on his bolter pistol. We're going to go ahead and edge highlight the flamethrower and use that on some of the other areas we need to. Now, for kind of the heat effect, I'm not real good at this, but we're going to try it anyway. These are the three colors we're going to use, and you can see thinned out there on the guard how those have turned out. I thinned these with some contrast medium as well as a little bit of water to get that heat effect. Now, for the one of the most important parts that we're going to be doing here. So we're going to take some AK wash for NATO vehicles and some odorless thinner, and we're going to get into the recesses. We're not going to wash the whole entire armor because that would be too grimy for what I want to do.
So you can see where that got into the recesses, the vents down here, the crest, all of these areas where that is here on the backpack. And all those little details.
Okay, so now for another very important step. I'm going to take this white scar, which is a really bright white, and I'm using my number 0 brush here, and I'm going to edge highlight all of the edges on the white areas that I can get to. And unfortunately, I'm unable to show you the video of this, but we'll go through the technique here real quick. So you can see on the edge here by the feet, and you can see on some of the other little edge areas there how that white is just along the edge, but how it highlights it. It makes it stand out from the rest of the armor, and particularly with that black wash that we did. Back here, you can see these areas back here. Might be able to actually see that little bit brighter, but it definitely gives you more definition on it. And well, now I think we're about ready to get the head put on this thing and get the base on it, and well, we should be done at that point. Oh, and if you haven't already guessed, the faction that I've decided to model is the Universe Protection Unit. Here you go. Yeah, maybe not what you expected, or maybe what you expected. But real quick, what I did is I found a head on a toy that one of the grandkids had, and I just lopped his head off. Of course, here I put it back on, but he was about the right size. And I thought, this is going to be great. Don't have to worry about trying to 3D print or find somebody who would do it. I have something here, and I can resin cast. So I went ahead, got a mold made, resin cast them, and I now have about 20 heads already. But you see, here's how it turns out. Very easy. Then you prime it and paint it, get it on the Mini, and believe it or not, this guy is tabletop ready. He could be played in a tournament. So let's take a look. So this one I painted a day ago and have already given it to my son for Christmas. This is my Christmas gift to him. The one that I worked on for this video, I still am waiting for the head to dry, and I'll get him built, but he looks exactly the same, obviously. Just some little subtle differences, but there you go. Turned out pretty good. I actually like how this one turned out as well. One of these days we'll probably do a tutorial on griming up white armor, but we're going to wait on that for just a little while, and I'm going to enjoy this beautiful pristine armor. So all right folks, well, to infinity and beyond, I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope you've learned something new. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining us.